Wake News at 5 with breaking news. This is a live look as crews search the water looking for survivors. That cargo ship you see right in the center of your screen crashed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore Harbor. Good evening, I'm Lois Tomey.
I'm Chris Safadi. This is video of the moment the Key Bridge collapsed after being hit by that ship. The bridge falls down, look at that, like a slinky, splashing into the water below.
The entire bridge, the entire Key Bridge in the harbor.
The whole bridge just fell down.
And our response teams are doing everything in our power to rescue and recover the victims of this collapse, literally as we speak.
So here's what we know at 5 o'clock. The massive container ship lost power before impact, and the ship sent out a mayday call, which saved lives by stopping cars from entering that bridge. But 2 people on the bridge were rescued. 6 other construction members are still missing. Those on the ship are okay.
Now, we know all too well the importance of bridges, especially with all the water we cross daily. We have images of the Sanibel Causeway that was broken in 5 places during Hurricane Ian. You can remember this. It was one of Governor DeSantis' main goals in recovery to build it back. Today, Governor DeSantis announced his full support to help Maryland with rebuilding. Wake News anchor Emma Heaton joins us live from the Causeway. Emma, can you tell us what's being done to help?
Lois, the governor immediately ordered the Florida Division of Emergency Management to offer its help and expertise. And that is the same agency and the same experts that helped to rebuild the Sanibel Causeway just 3 weeks after Hurricane Ian shook this area. And you can see that crews are still working over here to fortify the causeway ahead of any future storms. The video of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore collapsing will be hard to forget.
Ship hit the Key Bridge, sinking.
In the clear night sky, we can see how in seconds a massive cargo ship rammed into the bridge, causing it to buckle and break into pieces and plunge into the water. Because of a mayday call, the authorities were able to shut down traffic on the bridge, limiting loss of life. Right now, 6 construction workers who were filling potholes are missing and presumed dead. The bridge opened in 1977, passed inspection in May of 2022, but one of its concrete columns was downgraded from a health index or conditioning rate of 77.8 to 65.9 out of 100.
I don't think the inspection could have done anything because that huge load would have destroyed the pillar anyway, whether it has been expected or not.
Ashraf Badir, a structural engineer at FGCU, told me the column had no chance to hold after being hit that hard and that fast. Closer to home, we saw what the power of Hurricane Ian did to the Sanibel Causeway. Winds well over 140 miles an hour and a storm surge of 10 feet broke the causeway into pieces. But when I asked Badir if a boat could do the same damage, he said no.
This was an international vessel.
And no international vessels come to the Sanibel Causeway or any other bridges in Southwest Florida. Now, if you're wondering when the Sanibel Causeway was last inspected, it was November of 2023, and it also scored a health score of 90s out of 100. Live on Sanibel, Emma Heaton, Wink News.
All right, Emma, thank you. The Sunshine State saw a similar tragedy, though, with the Sunshine Skyway collapse near Tampa Bay back in 1980. The bridge collapsed after being hit by a freighter early in the morning during bad weather conditions that day. There are some major differences, though. 35 people died as a result of this collapse, and the Skyway Bridge is 4 miles long. The Key Bridge in Baltimore, by comparison, is only about 1.6. The collapse brought a much safer future as they moved the bridge to get a better location and raised it for ships to pass under more easily. They also added protection bumpers.
As we take you back live to pictures of the bridge collapse in Baltimore, crews are continuing the search of the water for the 6 people who are missing. Stick with Wink News. We will let you know any new information as it comes out of Baltimore.
Meantime, more